Hello everyone, my name is Radu and in this channel I challenge myself to do different things. And in today's video I'll show you guys how I built a Bluetooth speaker for my dad. I hope you guys will enjoy the video and my dad the speaker. So now let's get started.
The first thing I did was choose which amplifier I will use, and I decided to buy the TDA 7492 board that can control two speakers with 50 watts. Let's see what the amplifier has that we need to know. Here we have a connector that allows us to play music directly using a cable. This is the Bluetooth module that will create the connection with the mobile phone. These buttons allow us to control the music directly on the board. The power supply connector and these two for the speakers. I bought these speakers because the reviews were good and the price was not bad. I want to make another Bluetooth speaker in the future, but with rechargeable batteries. For this reason, I would like to know what models he recommends. I'm looking for something small and powerful. And finally, we have the power supply. Before buying this, I recommend you check if you don't have one at home that supplies the electrical current that your amplifier needs. And this will be different if you buy a different amplifier, okay? So keep this in mind. In this video, I will not show you my design workflow, but if you are interested in such a thing, say in the comments below. To cut, I've been to my local makerspace and the place is amazing. Have a lot of different machines that are very expensive, and it's also very spacious, so you can stay there with other people and make stuff together. This laser cut machine costs more than 30,000 and I'm very happy and grateful that I can use it for free. But I know that this is not the case for everyone, so if you don't have a makerspace close to your home, what you can do is go online and search for companies that do this kind of service. And for 30 minutes they will probably charge you 30 pounds, 40 pounds, something around these numbers. Well, I have to say that this is kind of my favorite part of the process. I really like just to stay there and look to the machine revealing the work that I did on my PC. It's so fascinating, it's just so enjoyable to look at this machine doing the stuff. I tried to remove the net from the tweeters, but I couldn't, so I decided to cover it with cloth. I used wood glue and then I let it dry for a few hours. I really like to work with acrylic because the final result is very professional and removing this part is so satisfying. I'm using 4mm screws, but if you want to do something like this, I recommend using 5mm because it's easier to find on local stores. I'm using lock washers because the speaker will vibrate a lot and because of that the nuts will get loose, so very important, don't forget to use lock washers. I probably should add more glue here because I don't think that this will hold for a long time, because the speaker vibrates a lot. Well, this was my first time I tried to bend MDF and I only managed to get it right on the third try. So basically I reduced the size until I got this perfect curvature. Then I glued the parts that give volume to the box using wood glue. The small part has two holes that will later allow me to put a handle. At the end I decided to add this separation, to make the box stronger. As it was a last minute decision, I didn't do the fittings, I just glue it with hot glue. Because it's inside and no one will see this. I placed two screws temporarily just to hold the plates in place. I will secure the amplifier with 2.5mm screws, and for the board to cool faster I'm using plastic spacers. At the end I fastened the screws with 2 nuts each. Now I'm going to add the switch, and this is not necessary but makes the project looks way cooler. To finish with the electronics, I just had to connect the right and left speaker cables with the correct polarity. The positive is the black and white, and the negative is the black. At this point, I decided to test if everything was working fine, but it would be a good idea to do this early on, when you just bought all the components. I could have cut the leather parts with the laser cut machine, but I didn't because it leaves a very unpleasant smell. Later on, you will understand why the brand is mirrored on this piece of MDF. And now I'm making the handle. To close the box, I cut 4 pieces of thread with a metal saw, and then I attach these nuts that have a special mechanism that locks to the thread. I attach one nut to each thread. And then I connected the parts with nuts and lock washers. I didn't put glue because I will probably open this one day and I don't want to damage the box when I'll do that. I cut 4 rectangular pieces of leather and then I glued them to the corner of the box with hot glue. The cut was not very straight, but I think it looks nice like this as well. Well, now I'm going to show you what didn't work out. I tried to mark the brand on the leather using 3 clamps, but unfortunately the pressure wasn't enough. So next time I will try to 3D print the mark and I will use a hydraulic press. And like that probably will work. I went to the makerspace again just to show you how it would look if I had used the laser cut. And it's more professional, but I will use the first version because it blends best with the rest of the design. Well, now the project is finished, but after using it for a while with the volume at the maximum, I realized that the board was heating up a lot. So I decided to put the amplifier outside, and like that the board will be able to cool faster and I can check the temperature with my hand close to the amplifier. And to protect the board, I created a box using my 3D printer. After printing the box, I disconnected the wires, drilled 2 holes, soldered the switch again, and tightened the screws. And I know, probably doesn't look as beautiful as was before, but is a little bit safer, right? I think so. I'm not sure. Probably.